Welcome back to the Dry Fasting Club. Today, we're going to be talking about how dry fasting is the ultimate hack to breaking through your addictions. This could be addictions from video games, something I'm personally very familiar with, to things like unhealthy foods, overeating, gambling, drugs, and even social media. Does it sound too good to be true? Well, it is something so powerful that it has the power to obliterate addictions like nothing you've ever tried before. I know the grip that addictions can have on your life. The constant tug of war between the need to have one more hit and the desire to break free. One more before you do your homework. One more before you go to bed. I've been there in the throes of an addiction that seemed to define my very existence. Dry fasting is your answer. It's so much more powerful than water fasting when it comes to things like willpower and being able to break your addictions. Forget mindfulness, support groups, therapy, goals, and boundaries. Yes, those things are nice, but they haven't really been able to help you so far, have they? Dry fasting is the ultimate hack. Just make sure that you do it correctly. Even though I call dry fasting a shortcut, it's not going to be easy. But when has something truly beneficial ever been easy? I hope you're ready to dive in. Yes, obviously it's not smart to just jump into dry fasting without building up an understanding of how to do it correctly. But that's why my channel exists, to give you the resources you need and to point you in the right direction. I also hope that the knowledge provided here puts you into a good position where you can ask the right questions. If you need motivation, then I highly recommend you join the free Discord group to talk to other dry fasters. If you know somebody that has an addiction and needs help and is ready to push themselves further than they've ever gone before, then tell them about dry fasting and just fasting in general. Now, strap yourselves in. Welcome to the Dry Fasting Club. Please remember that all fasting should be done with medical supervision. All information provided here should be viewed as informational only and should never supersede medical advice. When you are adding fasting or making lifestyle and dietary changes, please discuss with your medical professional first. So there's this thing called the dopamine reset theory. Let's start with neurotransmitters. This theory suggests that extended fasting can help reset the brain's reward system. Addictive behaviors like gambling, unhealthy eating, video games are all driven by a release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. Dopamine is the brain's way of giving us a high five for a job well done, motivating us to keep going and to pursue our goals. Yes, these addictive behaviors hijack our dopamine system and instead keep giving us high fives when we're doing the wrong things. Now we know there's this thing called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, and that it is increased during fasting. It's important for neuronal growth, plasticity, and modulating neurotransmitters. We used to think that BDNF would get activated through stressors, but research has recently shown us that even intense exercise has little effect on BDNF, while extended fasting of only 2 days improved BDNF by 350%. Okay, so this is looking really good, but what about the neurotransmitters? Well, there's a 5-day dry fasting study that shows us that during a dry fast, our neurotransmitter levels are upregulated. Similar to things like cold plunges, this upregulation makes us produce more of them, which is good. But here's the most important part. During a fast, the usual dopamine stimulation from addictive activities isn't there. So the body is still upregulating dopamine, but you're not doing any of the activities, so the connection is to, well, doing nothing. This is great because we want our body to break those connections to the addicting behavior. We want to basically be able to build dopamine while doing regular, normal activities. This means that we actually get to enjoy the little things in life again. So during a fast, even though the addicting activity is absent, we are still upregulating serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. This means that we're showing our body that it can feel good even without these activities. And this is one of the keys to hacking addiction. What about discipline and self-control? Fasting is an exercise in self-control. If you can handle the discipline required to start learning about dry fasting, you will be well on your way to building that muscle. And then this discipline muscle will be able to transfer to all other aspects of your life. Want to work out more? Want to study better? Want to stick to a new routine? All of this becomes easier once you familiarize yourself with dry fasting. The idea is that by proving to yourself that you can abstain from food and water, you will feel empowered to be able to control any of your other impulses as well. I guarantee you that you will become a better, stronger person once you learn how to fast. What about habit disruption and replacement? Habits are formed and reinforced by repeated behaviors. Obviously, while you're dry fasting, you're not doing things like taking drugs, alcohol, eating unhealthy foods. Of course, things like social media and video games are a little different because when you're really bored on a fast, it's very easy to jump back in and use them to help pass the time. But if you have the power to actually abstain from using social media and video games, you're going to be miles ahead. However, like I mentioned earlier, even if you're going to be doing things like scrolling social media, playing video games, there is still going to be a dopamine reset happening. There is still a benefit, trust me. The willpower increase is substantial and it will positively impact your life. If you eventually become more comfortable doing longer dry fasts, you're going to notice that you're actually going to lose the drive to play video games. How? Because there's so many different processes, including things like low glycogen levels in the brain. With the low glycogen levels, your brain doesn't even want to do overstimulating things, so it says things like no thanks to video games. It's a natural way to wean yourself off. Overall, extended dry fasting inherently disrupts regular routines, providing an opportunity to break the cycle of habitual behavior. You've got this, you're on the right track, and dry fasting will be your mentor. What about physiological changes that help to reduce cravings? There is a heightened sense of awareness after you complete a few fasts, and especially after completing a dry fast. It is a monumental accomplishment. You realize that the world has kept you caged. You've been told that your body is weaker than it really is. And once you understand this truth, you start to feel enlightened. This power that grows within you is able to take your life to new heights. You will become a new person. Extended dry fasting also induces various different physiological benefits, such as ketosis, which can alter brain chemicals and affect your hormone levels. Dry fasting ketosis is the most powerful ketosis on this earth. For example, fasting, and especially dry fasting, lowers your A1C levels, which means you're improving your blood glucose levels. This translates to more control over sugary foods. You will transform your eating patterns. You will enjoy new things and you will enjoy healthier food. And I mean actual enjoyment, not like I have to eat this because it's healthy type of thing. Not only that, you're going to regenerate your stem cells, which are going to make you feel younger and you're going to feel full of energy. Dry fasting is the fountain of youth, and unfortunately, it has been hidden from us for a very long time. So not only will you be breaking your addictions, you're going to be healing your body and you're going to be engaging in anti-aging. By the end of it, you're going to look and feel better, even better than the healthiest people around you. I hope that was motivating, and thanks for listening. You've got this. I believe in you. Sometimes all we need is just a little bit of help and a push in the right direction, and dry fasting can be that for you. I believe that dry fasting is going to be the tool that will help you kick your addictions, even the ones that you have been struggling with for years. Good luck. Thanks for sticking around. If you've dry fasted before, have any questions or requests for future topics, please leave them in the comments below. I always check the comments for inspiration and ideas. If you're looking for a chat or to set up your dry fasting plan, check out the dryfastingclub.com website and subscribe. You should also check out the Discord community where you can meet other new and experienced dry fasters. Remember, no two people are the same, so every fasting experience is unique. Thank you and good luck on your dry fasting journey.